Hello, hello. I didn't actually realise that the Toyota Gazoo Cup's on, so this might be a very short stream because nobody's here. So, with the World Series on, yeah. May the Lord have mercy on your DRSR at Monza. Thanks, Scott. So, in the interests of just exploring, not going to the lobby here, I meant to go to the main stream. So, yes, the idea of the stream was just to try out keys setup and areas setup in terms of lap time for Daily Race C, if you haven't tried it already. So I'm going to put them on screen and try them side by side, so to speak, with the Genesis X. So let's go there now. Managed to pick ourselves up 2 million credits or something like that. It's always good. Nice. Need to do that time trial too, so got 2 time trials we haven't entered just yet, so we need to do at least one of those. Anyway, we're going to go into Daily Race C, and we're just going to go into qualifying time trial. Have I picked the wrong car though? I think I did, didn't I? Can't change my car from here? No. Let's go back and try that again. Need to be on medium tyres to enter. And now we'll just give it a go. So if you haven't been on Key or Area's streams, just at the start when they're loading up their settings for doing a qualifying run. Now this was 2 days ago, so they may have changed them slightly by now, but I do know that Key was kind of happy with where he got to with his setup, and was then just kind of seeing if something would work or not. So let's try this one here. So what he did was a 8 at the front of the anti-roll bar, 6 at the rear. He had 26 on the rear compression, whoops, and he had 23 at the front, for 45 for the dampening, expansion on the back, and 43 on the front, whoops. Then he had 3 for the front springs and 3.05. And from his stream, I also saw that he was using brake bias was towards the rear by 3. And that's what I tended to favour as well. So go through them again: 8, 6, 23, 26, 43, 45, 3 and 3.5 with the brake controller 3. So let's start and see what we can do. So this, oh, my wheel has not connected properly. Now it has. So Key was into the 45s, 45.8 with his, so I figure I should be able to at least get 46s on that setup. Now the setup comes down to driving style, so obviously Key is way more experienced and he can handle the looser feeling car, and I think that's what makes him quite quick, is that he can handle quite a loose car. If you remember Days of Thunder, loose is fast and on the edge of out of control. So we'll just see how we go on it. So given there's so many people watching the other race, what we'll do is we'll give this 3 laps on this setup, and then we're going to go over to Areas' setup and try 3 laps on that. So let's see how we go. Into turn 1, we want to brake around the 300. Third on the way out. Hey, Cold Trickle. That's a great name. One of my favourite NASCAR movies of all time. So yeah, who doesn't remember? Yeah, so it is a little bit loose. Like I was saying, Key likes a loose car, so there you go. Good to have you join us, Cole. So this doesn't suit my driving style, if you like. Only because I'm not used to it. It is very pointy, which is nice. On acceleration, it definitely wants to step out. When Key comes out of that sort of chicane at the end, he's in second and really rings it out, so should probably try that next lap, just see if it makes a difference. But if this is a huge difference in terms of setup, we should do a best time almost straight away, really, but we're not, so so 47.7 for the first. Got 2 more laps to try and get used to it. Just offline here. We got distracted. That's alright. Yeah, had to comment when mentioned. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, you bang on the money. I've watched it so many times. Old Rusty Wallace. So yeah, it definitely turns on acceleration, this car, which definitely will help. So it's just got dirty tyres at the moment, still trying to get rid of it. So we'll call this a throwaway lap. And give Keith set up another 2 proper laps, to be fair. I could just be driving terrible tonight as well. Right, so we're 4.5 seconds behind there. You can see how slippery it is, definitely under acceleration. So we'll just try and do a much better lap here. Just touch the wall there, so that's our fault. Try and make up that time. Much nicer through there. A little bit slow on the power. Much better there. 3/10 up already. lost at tenths just by being a little bit too conservative in that last chicane. It's really hard for me to get that one right, to be honest. So going to make up a 2.5 tenths, but I could say that the setup's not naturally suiting my driving style. Having to adapt to it. Almost 2 tenths up now though. A little bit too eager on the acceleration there. Just lost a little bit out of that corner. Well, actually we lost a lot. We lost a tenth out of that corner. Okay, so here we are for the third proper lap on key setup. Looks like we're going to be a 47.3 something. 47.3. We definitely know we can go quicker than that. Let's just have a look at our optimum. Oops. And then we're just going to jump to areas setup. How he's been doing it this week. So 47.20 is what we would have got. Our best is a 47.1. So you can't say I'm the fastest in the world, that's for sure. So let's jump in now and we'll just set up for areas. We'll give him 3 decent laps. So it's going to be a little bit different for sure. Just got to find it. There we are. So this one 7:10 minutes 34 at the back here, 27 at the front here, 50 and 50, 3.10 at the back, 3 at the front, and he actually runs a 0 brake controller on this, so that'll be interesting to try. So we'll just double check that we've got those settings right and I'll call them out. So it's a 7, then 10 on the anti-roll bars, 27.34 on the compression, 50-50 with the expansion on the dampening ratio, natural frequency 3 and 3.1, and then 0 for the brake balance. So let's give this one a go and we will see how we get on. And we'll give key setup a little bit of a break because we've literally only just got our eye in on the track by doing key setup. So if we completely annihilate him on this, then we can say it's definitely the setup. But if we're close there or thereabouts, then we can probably say, well, not that much difference. So just on the 300 here. A little bit deep into turn 1, but a nice exit. Just after the 400 we brake, get onto the accelerator relatively quick. second gear. Back end just let go there a little bit. So it feels a little bit more pointy, and I'm able to get the acceleration. It feels like down onto the road so much. Kind of like I can get over halfway without it breaking loose, so a little bit tighter, stickier in the back end, so to speak. Not quite there though. It takes a little bit just to adapt, so now we know where the limits are for the back ends, and we need to brake it just a little bit earlier. Hi! Frozen Fire says hi. So 47.5 to begin with. A little bit quicker than Keys. First lap. However, that was the first ever lap. Through there a bit cleaner, a bit slower on the accelerator though, so we lost 1/10.5 just by being a bit of a wuss, not quite the right line. All out of shape on exit, so not the greatest one. Wow, we're just testing out the different setups there, Frozen Fire. See how they drive between two of the more famous YouTubers for sure. So we've just lost a little bit of time there, and that's really just about not quite being on the right lines and then not being quite in the right gear and accelerating at the right points. So 47.7. So we were up 1/10, but we just kind of slid the back end out through that corner. Just lost a 1/10 or 2 there, just from not quite being in the right line again. Much better there on exit, but still losing just a little bit, so somehow changed up 2 gears, so that was going to be 0.3 faster. So given we gave Key 1 throwaway lap, we'll do the same, just because we messed up the exit there somehow. Just change a gear incorrectly. So I think for my driving style this is a little bit better again. tenths down though. Right, we're a tenth up now. Nicer exit there. Holding even. Much better exit there. So the off throttle response is quite nice. It just points itself into the corner. On throttle it's not too bad. As long as you're opening up the steering, it won't bite you too hard, and this will actually be close to a best time, I think. There we go. Well, I think that's almost conclusive. It's half a second faster than what I could do with Key with the same amount of time, so I think we'll just do one more test. Good evening, mate. We'll go back to Key setup now that we've done Rory's. I've done a 46.9. So we'll just see where that places us in the world. So 704th, which is pretty good going. Our friends are still beating us by quite a bit, really. We've got some aliens up here with the 45s for sure. So I definitely think we can get it lower. We can get into the 40. I'd really like to be a second away. So we know that Key's got a different setup. So we'll go back to his, which is 8 at the front here, 6 at the back. He's at 27.24. 34. And, we're going to have to get it back out again. We started going wrong. I think it's just here. Yep, here we are. Sorry, yep, 8.6.23. And we've got 3.05. And what we're going to do is leave the brake controller on 0 this time, even though Key uses -3, and just see if it's any different. No, I haven't followed the top ghost just yet. So I just stole, so to speak, Key 25 and Area's setups that they've been using this week to set their best times, and just see what I can do with them. And Key's, 45.8, and Roy's into the mid 46s, I think. 46.5. So just messed up turn 1 just a little bit. Feels quite good, this setup, to be honest. So now after driving Rory's, onto Key's setup, and feeling like maybe just warming up on the track was a good thing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, my setups aren't mine either, you know. At the end of the day, I scour the internet trying to find something that works. At the end of the day, we did a really basic setup last time, wasn't it? 10, 20, 50 or something like that on the 3 different variables, which is basically where you'd start. And we got a 47.1. We've done areas setups and got a 46.9. We've just done a 47.1, so you could say I didn't give he's set up a really good chance. That was probably more me warming up. Didn't get turn 1 as well as we should have. Just hit the dirt there. Oh, might even try that one. Well, we've got a 46.9 and Keys 46.1, which was going to be a 47.1, sorry. So I think warming up on the track is definitely important if you're going to start racing, that's for sure. You might need a good 6 laps or more before you get used to it. Hey, how are you, Stevie? We're just into trying key setup again, because areas we've just done the best time by 0.2 of a second. And I don't feel like I gave key setup a really good go. So in a way, if I was to characterise the two setups, I think that Key steers the car almost through the accelerator versus Rory's under braking. So I'm feeling more understeer with Key's setup, and it's oversteering with acceleration. So you need to be confident on corner exit to accelerate and turn the car on exit rather than use the front of the car. So it's probably the difference I noticed the most. So we'll give Keys one more go. Yeah, it's definitely turning more on corner exit now. Just a different way of driving. Yeah, definitely Oh, ruined the corner exit there. We're about 1.5 tenths up, so we're looking at a 47.1. So I think for my driving style, I prefer Rory's style, if you like, the way his setup is, because it tends to point the nose in and be a bit understeery on exit, so it relies on you pointing to where you want to go, and then you can accelerate pretty hard, whereas Keys tends to be turning on exit, so understeery on corner entry, and then you basically put the power down and steer the car out, so you're going to be almost on the limit of grip on the way out of the corner. That's definitely how I've seen how it feels on the way out. Very, very interesting to see the two different YouTubers. I mean, they do have two different times as well, so you could say, again, right at the top of the show, we're saying it's like Days of Thunder, loose is fast and on the edge of out of control. But yeah, 47.137 is the best that we would get out of Keys. So I think my driving style definitely suits our friend areas. So I think that was a really good almost exercise just to find out, well, how does my driving style translate to these setups, and also understand potentially how other people are generating their speed. So you can definitely see that Key's generating speed on the corner exits, and he's quite loose at doing it. So what we might do is just go back to areas setup, and we'll do a proper qualifying run and a race, eh? May as well. I'll just get back to his setup. He likes a... Bear Owl likes it when you get close. Oh yeah. So the next... So we've missed the next race, so to speak. Next race is at 9 o'clock, so what we might just do then is just do some time trial, just see if we can't improve on that lap and go from there. So this was 7 and 10, and then this was like a 34 and 30 or something. Just have to get back the setup. That was Keys. This was Rory's. 27 here. 50-50 for the expansion. Add 3.10, 3.10, and 3 at front. And then just a 0. So the only thing I found with Rory's was a little bit understeery on corner entry, so I think we'd do the bias to the back this time. We'll see if we can't improve our lap time. So where we want to be is 46.5, basically. So if we go and get something that's a little bit quicker than that, so I'll see where the top 100 are, 49, 45 and a bit. This is a 46.10 just there. So we'll just move one more. See if there can't be another replay somewhere. There's 46.2 with a Supra. See if there's a 46.5 somewhere. Anywhere, might not be. We're into this, oh, there we go, 46.5 with the RX Vision. Ideally we want a Genesis, because it'll make power at the same points. So there are a couple of slower. There's another RX Vision. There's a Porsche. Come on, give me the replay. So another Supra. Right, so now we're getting a bit too close to our own time. Yeah. So let's just go back. It is worth searching to see if you can't find a time that's close to yours. So we'll take this 46.6. We'll load the Ghost. It's not the same car. So it's going to make power in different points, but should be alright. Barry took all your Jaffa cakes. No. Display the ghost, reset the ghost position is on, and we're going to change the ghost to 0.2 in front instead of 0.1, and reset on the way around so that we can kind of see where if we're making time or not anywhere. So if we equal the ghost, or we're only 0.2 behind, which is right on its bumper really, then we will do a 46.6. There he is. Yeah, so definitely brake bias towards the rear really helped it turn in then, so Rory's setup could definitely use a tweak like that for me anyway. Oof, just way too hard on the accelerator. Thought I could save it. Try again. Bang bang. So we might have made up a little bit of time there in turn one. Lost a little bit there. Way too deep there. Just wrong, cut the corner a bit too much there. So it's just our middle sector that we lost a little bit on. A little bit of lock. Bit better under brakes there. We actually got a better exit there and we lost a couple of tenths, so let's try and make sure we get a nice and clean final sector. not quite. Lost what we gained, so that was on for a 46.7 or thereabouts. Give it another go, they said. Just hesitated on the accelerator just on that last part of the corner. And we're way too deep there. We'll restart that one. Let's see that again. A little bit behind there. Well, made up time but lost it again. Might still be a little bit quicker than what we've gone before. Let's have a look. It's going to be definitely slower than the Ghost. And we are a little bit quicker, so that's good. It was half a tenth faster. That's a penalty. So where that car's making speed is just out of the corner exit, which is interesting. I think all that would be if you softened that just a wee bit. So instead of a 10 at the back, you did a 9. Just one click different. So let's just try that. Do a couple more laps on Rory's setup, see if we can't improve our time. Don't know whether that Ghost will still be there or not. Can I do the Ghost settings? I can here. I don't want to reset the position this time. Lost quite a bit of DR for Pro. Yeah, I think that just happens, doesn't it, Stevie, at the end of the day? It's quite a difference going into the wheels, so just keep practicing. This could be a good lap here. Yeah, playing the game, yep. This might be a half decent lap. We might get down to a 46.8, 46.7 here. Oh, there we go, 46.8, nice. Now I wouldn't claim that one click made a huge difference, but certainly in the lap time we've just made a nice tenth of a second, and just through these corners you can see that we actually made time up on the goes. Just a little bit slow on acceleration there, otherwise that was going to be another best time too, so just going to hold it in fifth longer this time, see if we can get across the line with a bit more pace. No, it loses out. Today was a 12-hour break. Ooh, minus the break for dinner. That's a big one, man. Rough day. Right, gentlemen, I think that kind of proves the concept that I was after, which was have a couple of guys that are way faster than me and test them out. And it looks like we're more closely aligned with areas in my driving style and what I appreciate about driving, in terms of I like a nice pointy car on the way in and then accelerate out and not have the car sort of walk away from me at the back. And with Key's car, it tended to be a little bit understeery on the way in and very oversteery on the way out. But you know, those are two different driving styles and how you can make speed in different ways, for sure. So Nadim's on agriculture and robo mowers. Sheesh! Make sure that the AI doesn't mow you down. So it's just a short one tonight, just to do a bit of a comparison. I'm not going to do any racing tonight. Everybody else is watching the GT7 World Championships anyway. But tomorrow we will be back for GT Alphas, and we'll be driving the Mercedes-Benz around Suzuka. So we'll see how we get on. So join me tomorrow night, guys, and I wish you a good evening and no robo-mowers getting after you. Thanks very much for tuning in, guys. Nadim and GT.